Hi, I am going to talk about health and wellness at Halifax Area School District really briefly and just give you an overview of some of the key things that I have been a part of over the past few years. So I'm going to start by highlighting our wellness committee. And we had a wellness committee for pretty much as long as I've been here, but it was more of a policy review and just making sure that policies matched up with what we were actually doing and following in our school, and that we were following like the law because the laws were changing. And so that was pretty much what we were doing originally with the wellness committee. And then we went through another superintendent and we really didn't do anything at all. There was no real head of the committee other than our superintendent. And so there really weren't a lot of other meetings or anything. And then we got a new superintendent, and she really brought this back to life. And so she spearheaded the meetings and really got us started and got us motivated. And we've all kind of taken our own projects and have been working on things. And our first project has been our 5K. We really wanted to put a 5K in our community just to get people to be more active and like work towards goals. And so there really wasn't that Halifax-based 5K. Although we had some local 5Ks, there really wasn't one that people could say, yeah, I'm doing this 5K for my school. So it also became a fundraiser for our committee to help with prizes for some of our challenges. And I'll talk more about the challenges in a little bit. But one of the things we really wanted and why the 5K was so important to us was we wanted to provide opportunities and programs and incentives for our community and our students and our staff to get active. That was really our first goal. And then also to practice healthy nutrition habits. And then we really talked at the last meeting about even expanding more and revisiting our mission and just kind of maybe focusing on kind of getting, our bearings and saying, what is this it? Is it just going to be physical activity and nutrition, or do we want like comprehensive health? Do we want like the mental health aspect to it? Do we want to look at environmental aspects? So we're really going to kind of dig into that soon. But for right now, this was kind of our focus, was physical activity and nutrition. And we also wanted to add more student programs. So you can see here, 100 Mile Club was one that we had heard about, and the elementary picked that one up. And I am the site liaison for the Girls on the Run. So I kind of took that lead and became the site liaison for that. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit. And we're looking at now, I'm going to be working on implementing Heart and Soul, which is like Girls on the Run, but for grades 6 through 8. And we also said we really want to work closely with the American Heart Association, so we were making sure that every building level had some student programming for their fun activities like Hoops for Heart, Jump Rope for Heart, and then the middle school program, which is a great replay. So going back to our student programming, we really wanted to get students active and just give them more opportunities. So our fitness room after school is staffed now 2 days a week at the middle school and high school, so students can use the fitness equipment. And the district was really great in just making sure that this was available to the students. And we also just looked at some of the programs and said, hey, what do we need? And Girls on the Run just popped up because we heard so many great things from other schools, and I had seen and talked to people at conferences, for my professional development conferences, that were either a part of it, or I talked to people from Girls on the Run. So this was the direction we wanted to go to get kind of like our base to like just where do we want to start with this. So Girls on the Run started actually this week, and we have a team of 15, and we actually have a waiting list, and we have multiple coaches. I didn't think I'd be able to find coaches, and then I ended up having more than enough. I had to turn people away to coach, so I'm really confident that this will just be an amazing program. It teaches self-esteem and empathy and just a lot of that character building content, in addition to getting the girls moving and running, and then running a 5K at the end with their coaches and all the other Girls on the Run program. So we're going to go to Hershey Park on May 6th to run in that 5K. And next is engaging our community. And I help Chance with this, but Chance Condren, who is kind of our spearhead. And I think Melanie, you've talked to him already about kind of just being a liaison with him for wellness committee type of questions for PSA FERD. But he is really, really good at getting everyone engaged. And so I've been learning from him and working with him. And his next kickoff is March 20th for his program called Spring Into Shape. So he really took the lead on this. And some past challenges, his first one was called Halifax to Halifax a few years ago. And we had to earn miles to walk from Halifax, PA to Halifax, Nova Scotia. And it was really fun. It was a staff wellness program, so it was cardio to Carolina, which we had to get miles to go to Carolinas. But we decided to go a different route and do Spring Into Shape and kick it off on the first day of spring. And instead of earning miles, they earned points. So very similar format to the past challenges. We did already do the PA Nutrition Habit Challenge. That was last year. We did follow you guys on that, and obviously Tanner won. We did one in the spring called Reach the Beach. Walktober, we gave out calendars, and if they colored in the leaf for every day in October that they got outside and walked a certain amount of time, or if it was rainy, they could do an indoor activity for a certain amount of time. So Walktober, they would register on a Google form and submit how many days they did get to walk in October, and then that registered them for prizes. Sprint Through Summer was a way to keep them motivated in the summer. So what they would do is if they participated in any type of 5K, Tough Mudder, obstacle race, fun run, anything like that, they could just take a picture of themselves and send it to our superintendent or any type of proof of registration, and they were instantly registered for prizes. And we did a raffle prize at the end of the summer then for those. And a really fun one we did for the holidays was called the Healthy Holiday Challenge. Other schools have done this called Project Zero, where you try to gain no weight over the holidays. So we started them off in, I think it was right before Thanksgiving, and then we had them weigh in again after New Year's. And the goal was just zero, like no weight gain, just staying the same and maintaining. And community members could participate using their scales at home, and school members, staff, and students could use the nurse's scale. The only requirement was they had to use the same scale, because you know how that goes. And then obviously we have our Spring Into Shape. So this is kind of like the thing that our wellness committee does. We love doing this. We give amazing prizes, iPads, Fitbits. Chance does an excellent job gathering the prizes up for this one. So this has become kind of our thing that we do. We really, really enjoy it. I believe the greatest gift that you can give your family and your world is a healthy you. And this is something that I just love quotes. And this one is one that really gives me the passion that I have for this profession and for teaching, is because if I can get kids and even community members to kind of just bite into this, that yes, if they're healthier, that it can help not only themselves, but just everyone around them. That's really what my end goal is. And that's why this quote stood out to me. So some things I've been involved in over the past few years is grant funding. And so I was able to write a grant for Highmark. Now they used to call it Healthy High Five, and I think when we won it was one of the last years they used that title. They now have other titles, and they have various grants that they give out. But I was able to secure grant money to get new equipment, and the school basically donated a room for us to have a fitness room. We had a weight room, but it was pretty much dominated by the football players, and it was a lot of like heavy free weights. So it wasn't really practical for like your everyday users. So the new fitness room had treadmills and ellipticals and a rower and bikes, and we had just different machines that students could use easily, and just have our resistance machines. So it was we've actually got new machines since we originally have done this. The school really is sustaining this program for us, and so that's been an amazing gift. And then we also applied for archery equipment for the high school and middle school to use, and we got this through a NASP grant, and the classes use them for a archery unit, but we also were able to then have the varsity athletics pick it up as a team, and they have been the 3-time state champions. So in our area, archery is just, if we can get kids involved in it and realize that they're good at it, they'll do it for a lifetime, because there are archer leagues where they can go and shoot, and it's just, in this area, is a huge thing. So we're really excited to get that off the ground and know that it's a lifetime fitness activity. And then reducing the risk curriculum was also something that was awarded to us through the use of grant money. And I'm going to be writing another grant, actually, when this class ends. That's kind of next on my list to get rolling with. And we're hoping to use it to buy Fitbits to help with students complete their senior fitness project. And the story of this senior fitness project is our school does a graduation project, and it starts in 9th grade all the way through their senior year. They have to take personality tests in 9th grade and reflect on them. They have to do job shadowing in the following years. They have to do career and college research, and it all culminates with a presentation to a panel of faculty in April or May of their senior year. And a lot of the work is done prior to their senior year, but their senior year they do a health and fitness project component to it, and they also do a financial component. So they, for the fitness end of it, they basically take a 6-week journey. They determine what goal that they would like to achieve. It must be specific and measurable, realistic, must be something that they could achieve within 6 weeks in a healthy manner. They research ways to attain their goal and formulate a 6-week action plan. And then we as teachers formatively help them. We assess, we give them, hey, you still need to work on this. Is this really realistic? What are some other things that you could do? I don't think this is going to be enough. My favorite is I want to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks. And what's your action plan? And they write about how they're going to walk, 10 minutes twice a week. And it's like, sometimes I literally have to take the kid and mathematically figure out the calories that they would burn for 20 minutes of walking versus how much they actually want to lose. And so it's a lot of time and energy, but we work really closely with our seniors, and luckily we have a small school, so we can do that to really just kind of hone in. And it's amazing because, you really think people have a good understanding of this, but they really, they still, even though through health education, seniors have been through all of these courses, and they have nutrition taught, and they have it twice because they get it a lot in family and consumer science classes also, but they still kind of hang on to some of these misconceptions. So we really use this to kind of make it real life. And then they start working towards their goal. They have a weekly check-in every Monday with the supervising teacher. At the end, they must submit a reflection essay to us, and then they incorporate their results and their reflection basically into their presentation to that panel of faculty. And we're there helping them, guiding them through, giving them suggestions. But really, in the end, they're going to have to do this kind of stuff on their own later in life, or pay somebody to help them. So we're not there to you need to do this and you need to do that, drill sergeant. We're really just there kind of as a sounding board and guidance and helping them. It's kind of a fun place to be. I really like it. And it is a mandatory component, so they do take it pretty serious once they do it. Some examples that students pick, a lot of times they want to just kind of sample out how it would be to lose weight. Some of them have never tried to do that, and some of them are overweight. So, I have many students, I say, let's see if I can lose 5 or 6 pounds in 6 weeks. I never really tried. And lowering percent body fat, increasing muscle mass, lowering a 5K time, or doing a couch to 5K, doing a 10,000 step program. We have people that stay after, and just their goal is just to work out a certain amount of time every week. Students that do running programs using Map My Run. I have students using My Fitness Pal for food diaries, and they share it with me. I have people using step counters. But one of the things we found is a lot more success with people that have their own Fitbit or the Apple Watch, just using the phones, and some of our kids don't even have phones, to rely on the 10,000 steps or heart rate or anything like that. Obviously, that's just not always going to be the best option. So We would like to maybe have